Hi, this is Lisa Milkovich with the Milkovich team, and today is Thursday, Real Estate Topic Thursday. And today we thought we would bring in our longtime preferred lender, Greg Anderson with Caliber Home Loans. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Yes,
Thanks for inviting me.
you're welcome. We really appreciate you being here. And we know that there's been a lot of talk in the media about interest rates. So we thought we
Yes.
would go right to the professional source, Greg Anderson, and ask him what is going on with interest rates.
Yeah. So interest rates in the last, say, 5 to 6 weeks are up quite a bit from where they were for the previous 10 months.
Okay.
We with the pandemic, we really saw interest rates drop. They dropped to historic levels below 3%. People were taking advantage of refinancing, buying at much better interest rates. But with as the vaccines start to be administered, people feel like the economy is going to be improving here in the next, say, months to years. Where they're starting to anticipate that we'll start to see some inflation. Also, with the new stimulus that's been put out there, there's also some concerns about the value of money dropping. So that creates inflation as well. So the market is now pushing up interest rates. So I want to share my screen here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you look at, this is the Freddie Mac Survey. They do they reach out to lenders all over the country, and they do an average interest rate. In this case, it's with points. So you'll see here, this is a rate you would get with paying some points. The 30-year fix right now is just a little over 3% with paying some points. 15 years still 2.4. So that's really, really good, but you're paying points to get that now. Whereas before, you might not have been paying points. And then 5-year ARMs are there as well. Not a lot of people are doing ARMs because the rates are so good. Even now with interest rates going up, they're so good that we need to definitely think about locking those in for the long term, right? So one thing I want to point out, because when interest rates start going up and folks start hearing about that, it scares everybody. But if you look back 1 year, we go all the way back here, we can see that the 30-year fixed interest rate was 3.65, and that was with those same points. So we're still over 0.5% lower today than we were a year ago. Now, everybody's situation is different. We're all in a different situation financially. And so you want to talk to the lender to try to determine where your interest rate is going to fall for the loan program that you're going for.
Greg, can you explain what a point is? What does that
So a point, just by definition, is 1% of the loan amount. So if you look at that chart, it said 0.7%. So it was 0.7 of a point, which would be 0.7 of your loan amount. What it is it really is you're paying interest up front to pay less interest over time. So on every loan, there's a return on investment. So if you pay some points, you just have to work with your lender to determine the break-even point, the return on that investment, and whether or not that makes sense for you and your family.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we love about you, is that you really go over those details with the buyers and give them that advice on if they should pay a point or if they shouldn't pay a point.
Right.
I think it was great that you pointed out that those rates cost some money to get, because I think people see advertisements and they think, oh, this is what the rate is. But what they don't know is you actually have to pay a little bit of money to get that rate by paying the point that you were pointing out. So
yes, and I would like to point out that when rates start going up, lenders will still quote the same rate. And then in the fine print below, they'll put the points. Or when you go and actually go to lock in that rate, you'll find out, boy, there's a bunch of points. I had a client recently who came to me and I said, hey, I'm so sorry, rates are higher now, but you got a house, so here's what rates are. And they said, well, we looked online and it was here. And I said, great, give me the quote from them. Sure enough, it was like 3 points, which in their case, it just didn't make sense to pay all that extra money to get that lower rate in their situation.
I know I had an advertisement come in the mail recently saying, refinance and you'll get 2.2 on the interest rate. And I was like, wow, that's amazing rate. And
Yep.
then I read that fine print, and sure enough, it was about 3 points to get that low rate. So
Yeah, and also it's important for our listeners here to understand that rates change just like the prices of stock. So if you look at a stock chart, rate, that price is changing all day, every day. It's the same thing with rates. So what is printed in the mail, that might have been printed 2 weeks ago. By the time it got to you, that rate isn't even accurate anymore.
that's a great point. So, well, thank you so much for sharing just what's going on the interest rates. I mean, it's still a fantastic interest rate, right? I mean, they're at historic lows. So
they really are. And so it's one of those things, don't let perfect be the enemy of great. And these interest rates are still phenomenal. To get 30-year fixed rates around 3%. It's still a phenomenal rate, and great time to buy for sure.
Great. Well, we really appreciate you being one of our, being our preferred lender, and being, just someone that we trust so much. We've all done our personal loans with you, and so we just can't thank you enough. So,
well, I thank you guys. I really appreciate you, and thanks for having me on today.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.